You hit tier 3, now what? It's not like tier 1. You aren't overwhelmed anymore. You just have a lot of options. Hey everyone, I'm Barkley. Let's talk about tier 3 progression. So the goal of this video is to cover things you can do, how I'm handling them, and why, to give you enough information to figure out a way that fits you best. When it comes to tier 3, the topic I see the most people unsure about is what to do about upgrading an item level. From 1302 to 1325, you have a 100% honing chance. And with prices on materials dropping very fast, I think you should blast through this and use your tradable materials. 1325 is where you get access to a higher tier of chaos dungeons, giving you more materials, access to epic accessory drops, and the first tier 3 dungeon. This abyssal dungeon will give you 600 gold the first time you complete it each week. From 1325 to 1340, your honing chances go from 100 to 60 to 45 down to 30%. Same as before with the dropping prices in tier 3 materials. If the prices continue to drop, I say use them to open up the second Guardian raid, giving you access to better loot, the second tier 3 abyssal dungeon, and a higher chaos dungeon. There's more to lose here, but we don't know if or when they're going to buff the honing chances. But those dungeons won't drop in value. Selling unbound materials here isn't bad. Both options are viable. It's a decision based on how you think the market will be in the future. At 1340 plus, this is where I start selling unbound materials and doing dungeons. You can now take that gold and buy crystals, engravings, you name it. This makes sure and confirm that the math on the Mari store is still the better deal. It's been so far, but with prices changing so much, I'm not sure it'll always be that way. Most free-to-play players aren't making it to Argos before the market takes another big hit. So having gold and crystals before that happens is going to be the play in my opinion. Argos isn't going anywhere, and when you get there you'll still have plenty of people to play with. Don't worry yourself over that. And for bound honing chance materials, I'm only using them on my weapon. Weapon honing attempts are less common and more expensive, while an armor honing attempt may cost less than the chance materials. So instead of doubling my chance, I'm just trying twice. I haven't been receiving enough bound honing materials for me to use them more than on my weapon. Now with that out the way, let's move into things you should be doing. You're still going to do the same daily chaos dungeon, guardian raid, Unitask cycle as before. That hasn't changed. One thing that has changed is that the chaos vendor is way better at tier 3 than at the other tiers. After you do your first 2 daily chaos dungeons, you can now farm this for really good gold. The best way to farm these is doing the first 2 floors, and if it's not a gold or purple portal, you leave. The 3rd floor is too slow, and this way I'm getting 100 shards in a little over 2 minutes. But if you're gonna farm this way, queue solo. Imagine being a bard who got left at level 3 of a chaos dungeon. Don't be that guy. Right now, the Great Honor Leapstones are the most efficient thing to buy and sell, even with the increasing prices after each purchase. Just pick whatever has the best gold to shard ratio, which are the Great Honor Leapstones for the first few thousand. You still get your weekly vendors, of course. Punika has the Plump Crab Boat for gems, which you should pick up all 20 chests weekly for 660 sun coins. I have a video on weekly vendors, check that out. It'll be in a card in the top right or in the description. Now for new daily content, you should be doing the Anguished Isle dungeon every day, or at least getting your key. The things you can buy in this vendor can easily be valued at 10-15k worth of stuff, things that you can use on your main and your alts. This boss also drops your island token and an Omnium star, so you don't want to pass up on it. It's quick and profitable content, it doesn't get much better than that. And if you want to continue to get more quick, concise Lost Ark guides, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to it. This is the best time to start gearing your alts, if you haven't already. Make sure you get the Stronghold upgrades to get them more efficient honing. You get them at tier 1 at 802 item level, and tier 2 at 1302. Get your alts to tier 3 so they can help you get your main at 1370 and generate lots of gold. 1325 is a good stopping point for the aforementioned dungeon and the guaranteed honing chances. I'm waiting until I have 2 alts at 1325 before I start considering using unbound materials to push for 1370. I'm not pushing any alts at 1340 until I get to 1385 for the next Stronghold upgrade. Bottom line, if you want more money and faster progression, tier 3 alts will help you. And you can still use them for UniQuest reputations that wouldn't help you progress your main character directly. And keep in mind that all characters can buy from the Pirate Coin Boat and the Guild Vendor weekly, so alts get value here too. So when you've done all your daily stuff on your alts and your main, this is when you get to the point where you start looking at horizontal progression. The ways that you can make all your characters better at the same time. Because gear upgrades aren't the only way to work on your character. There's a good chance your next big upgrade isn't even gear related. It's skill points. So when I say horizontal progression, I mean the side stuff that's going to lead to more skill points and skill runes. There's things like boats too, but I want to focus on the things that make you better at combat. Let's take a look at the tower first. So in both tiers 1 and 2, at floors 20 and 50, you get 3 skill points. That's an easy 12. At floor 35 in both tiers, you get Giant's Hearts. Those are the more important rewards. You're also getting card packs, engravings, skill runes, and rapport chests, while paving the way for your alts to get materials that you won't have to pay for. It's great stuff from content that if you didn't finish before, you overgear it now. After you finish your tower runs, you now have at least 3 Giant's Hearts. At 6, you'll have 6 more skill points and the Wealth skill rune. You can get your other 3 from a combination of either Unitask, Rapport, or buying them with pirate coins. For Unitask, you have taking on Tuki Island. On Azurwind Island, you have Ruffians in the Ground. The easiest 2 Giant's Hearts from Rapport are Beatrice and Calvasis. Sasha and Nineveh have higher virtue requirements, but they do have Giant's Hearts as well. And make sure you're working on your virtues too. I'll talk more about Rapport in this video. If you have a surplus of pirate coins or Genus coins, you can go to Freedom Island or Atlas Island and buy 3 different Giant's Hearts too. You can get another 6 skill points if you get 20 island tokens. There's guides on island tokens, but there's so many out there, I don't think you really need a set in stone path for them. Map completion has another easy 12 skill points. 50% Shoeshire Adventure Tome completion, 70% East Lutera, 60% North Vern, 70% Rowendell. All 4 of these give you 3 skill points apiece. I haven't got lucky enough for this one yet, but 2 Omnium Stars gives you another 6 skill points. You can get this from the Anguished Isle like I mentioned earlier, or for 8,000 Sun Coins at Punica. You get your first one from completing the main story quest there too. You can check your completed quests to see if you've done quests like A Light Cast Over Dark Fields in East Lutera, Eggs in the Sky in Annika, The Hidden Robber in Shoeshire, Eternal Love in Punica, Those Buried in the Dark Ground in Phaeton, and The Last Melody of a Requiem in Phaeton as well. There's more skill points out there, but these are just some of the easier ones to do. Don't work yourself up worrying about them because they aren't going anywhere. I haven't done all the side stuff I want to do either. I'm just chipping away at it here and there, and it all adds up. Skill runes are another big thing to keep an eye out for. I've honestly been picking them up while going after everything else. Gale-Winds come from Guardian Raids, Rage from Chaos Gates, Bleed from World Bosses, Quick Recharge from Towers, so for most of them, you can see a trend. For card sets, I'm working on Awakening Forest of Giants and We'll Meet Again. It's a generic setup that'll work in a lot of cases. It's solid before you even awaken it. We'll Meet Again gives you 12% damage reduction when you're at 50% or lower health, and Forest of Giants at base gives 15% effectiveness of recovery items. The card sets that come from Abyssal Dungeons are something that I'd like, but that's way down the list of things I'll grind for later. At the end of the day, you don't have to bash your head into the honing RNG after 1340. You can take this time to hoard gold and crystals, get your engravings, gear your alts, grind out skill points. Don't burn yourself out in the process, switch it up. You can handle this all at your own pace, the content isn't going anywhere. Don't get caught up in the fear of missing out. It's happening to a lot of people. I think you'll enjoy yourself more if you don't. So I want to do videos on all of these topics individually, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you guys plan on handling your tier 3 progression in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It'll help the video and my channel out a bunch. It's always appreciated, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.